The Humpy is a productive pattern, especially in fast-flowing streams, where its buoyant nature will keep it on top when most other patterns will get waterlogged and sink. The key to tying a proportioned Humpy is in how the materials are sized and tied in at the start. Get the proportions right, the Humpy will follow. Get the proportions wrong, and there is no way to recover. The hook and device is a Tiemco 102Y in a size 15. In other brands and models this would be a 14. And the thread is Benecchi 12/0 in olive. And the thread is attached just back of the eye, and then run to the center of the shank and trimmed. For the tail, it's moose body hair. I've evened the tips. And it's now measured from the front of the hook eye to the back of the bend. Like this. And it's trimmed square and tied in so that the butts end right in the center. Then the thread is wrapped in touching turns towards the bend, stopping just a little short. Then wrap it back towards the tying point in touching turns. The next material is some deer hair, which I've placed into a stacker to even the tips. Pulled out with the tips facing over the bend. Remove any broken tips. The proportions of this bunch are as critical as for the tail, from the front of the eye to the tips of the tail. Like this. Again, trimmed square. And tied in at exactly the same point. Then wrap touching turns, keeping the hair on top of the hook. And then touching turns back again. At this time, you can cover up those butts to tidy up. And end just in front. Because the tail is a little shorter than the deer hair, it can now be easily separated out, and the deer hair can be pulled forward tied off with 2 turns. Then the rest is a matter of pushing everything forward to make for a tight shellback. Tie down with a couple more turns. The wing can now be pulled upright. and some hard turns placed in front. The deer hair bunch is now separated out into 2 equal bunches to form the wing. And a figure 8 wrap is placed to make for the initial separation, and a posting turn is made around the base of each of the wing halves. The wing is now permanently split. Bring the thread back of the wing to receive the hackle. This is a bushy hackle fly, designed to be fished in fast-flowing, turbulent waters, yet remain on top. 2 hackles are used. I'm using 2 Grizzly cock hackles which have been dyed dark dun. Tie them in on the side. Then the hackle stalks are tied down, and then the waist trimmed. Wing is pushed or pulled out of the way, facing forward, and then hackle pliers are attached. I like to tie in the hackle that's closest to the hook first. Make a turn and lock in essence, the second hackle into tram rails. One turn at the back and 1 turn at the front. It too will start cleanly that way. Then wrap the first hackle towards the eye. Tie down the tip. Snip it away. Second hackle, same way. Couple turns back to the wing. And for this second hackle, the majority of its turns come in front. To cover up the distance to the eye. Again snipped. And finally a 3-turn whip finish. And that completes the Humpy.